welcome back to another player versus player. Now, I put it in the community tab. The one with the most votes obviously is going to be the next one. So this time it was Tony Adams versus John Terry. Now this one I know, or I feel like it's going to be a tight one. I think there's not a lot between these two at all. So I think all of these categories, it's going to be picking hairs. It's going to be tight. Big fan of both of these, even though they never played for my club. What Adams achieved at Arsenal, same as Terry at Chelsea. Like, both legends, both proper captains, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So first up, we've got goals. Obviously, I remember that Tony Adams one. I think it was the 98 season, where Steve Bold hit the ball, long ball, over the top, and Adams got onto it and great technique and fired one in for them to confirm that they'd won the league. So in a neat like this celebration, I remember that. John Terry obviously won Premier Leagues too. I don't feel like I remember a ton of goals from both of these, but definitely saw Terry score more off the top of my head. But that's because I missed a lot of Adams' career. Like, I saw him in his later parts. Off of the sheer numbers, Adams finished with 48, which, bearing in mind that they're both centre-backs, especially in his time as well, it was a lot more about defence than scoring for centre-backs, whereas nowadays you kind of want your defenders scoring more than they did back then. Tony Adams getting 48 goals in his career, I don't think is a small feat in that position, and John Terry got 41, so on the numbers, as I said, I don't remember a ton from these, like the sort of brilliant goals they've scored. I'm going to give it to Adams on the goals. Dribbling, I don't think Adams was poor at dribbling. He looked very awkward because he was like big and he looked a bit sort of unorthodox on the ball, but he was pretty good. Terry, I think, looked more comfortable on the ball, but in terms of dribbling, I don't think there's a lot in it. I'd probably edge the dribbling to Terry, but I don't think there's a lot. Passing, in terms of just the passing accuracy and their range of passing, I think Terry is very disrespected in this aspect. They remember him as just a no-nonsense centre-back, but he could play on the ball as well. Like, he was underrated on the ball, in my opinion. And I think Adams was always good on the ball. Like, he was obviously aggressive and old school, but he was pretty good on the ball too. So I think this one, again, is very tight, but because he doesn't ever get the respect that he should for his quality of passing, I'm going to give this one to Terry. Heading, again, really, really hard to decide on this one. Obviously, I've watched Terry more. I remember him scoring more than Adams in terms of headers from set pieces, but that might be just because I haven't seen a lot of Adams' career. So I think he was a dominant force in the air, though, Adams. Like, I've seen him, and I have no doubt that he could easily win this one, but because of what I've seen, I'm going to go with Terry for heading. Pace, in terms of recovery pace and also just pace in the offensive sense as well. Both of them I don't think were blessed with pace, if we're honest, especially Adams, but he was tall and quite sort of gangly, so he got like long strides and could get away with it a bit. Terry, I don't think he was the slowest I've ever seen, but he definitely wasn't quick. I actually don't know for this one. I'm going to edge it to Terry, but I really don't feel like there's a lot in it. Tackling, again, so tough. I'm actually going to give both of them tackling because it's ridiculously hard to choose. Reading of the game, not putting yourself in trouble, basically, and just helping your teammates and starting plays off, dictating play. Both, again, really good at this. I'm going to give it to both of them for this again. It's too hard to pick between the two. Technique, I feel like Terry, but I just feel like Adams, I liked him a lot. He wasn't the best on the eye, even though he was good. I feel like Terry had that aggression that Adams had, but he had a little bit of, I don't know if it's flair or it just looked better on the eye to me. So I'm going to give it to Terry, but I don't think Adams was poor at it. He just didn't look natural at it, so. Work rate, both. I'm going to give it to both of them. I can't pick. I literally can't pick. Strength, really tough, but I am going to give this one to Adams. I think that he was brick, basically. I think Terry was also, but I think Adams was a level up with his aggression, and I don't think that he got really muscled off of the ball. Terry didn't either, really, but I could probably remember a few times where he might have, and where he probably did. So I'm going to give the strength to Adams. Interceptions, I would give this one to Terry. Like, he anticipated the play a bit better off the ball, and can help start attacks for his team. I'd give interceptions to Terry. Agility, both of them not blessed with this at all. I'd edge it to Terry. Leadership, like, I don't know how you pick this either. I mean, both, like, Adams before Terry obviously was kind of one of them, just led by example, but was very vocal as well. In the tunnel, I've heard stories of him and just being an absolute warrior, and before the game even gets going, Terry, again, led by example, nearly killed himself on the pitch once, where he threw his head into someone's foot basically to stop a goal, setting the standards for their teammates and the expectations and the levels that they should try and be getting to at minimum. Both won quite a bit in their careers. I think both of them are natural at this. It's hard to pick both. Again, this might be the tightest one ever. Stature in terms of just, like I said, in the tunnel, intimidation factor, their aura on and off the pitch. Terry definitely had it, but I think Adams had it more, if I'm honest. I think he probably intimidated his opponents a bit more than Terry did. So I'm going to give stature to Adams. Vision, I think Terry, because I remember him getting quite a few assists and his passing was underrated, and just decent passes to his teammates at times when they're under pressure, and starting off attacks, as I said, as well. I think Adams definitely did it as well, but Terry for me, for vision. Teamwork, very hard, as they were both leaders for their teams, both captains, put anything on the line to do anything to win and get the 3 points. Sacrifice themselves if it meant the team won. Really hard again. I'm going to come back to that one, I think. Trophies then. Getting into the nitty gritty of it, we've got trophies in career left. I'll go back to the teamwork category in a sec. So Adams won 4 Premier Leagues. Europa Pokal. 93, 94 for Arsenal as well. Won one of them. 3-time FA Cup winner. 2-time League Cup winner. And 2-time Community Shield winner. So Adams has got 12. Terry, Champions League winner 1 time. 5-time Premier League champion. 5-time FA Cup winner. 1-time Europa League winner. 3-time Cup winner for Carling Cup. So 12 for Adams, 15 for Terry. You got to give it to Terry for that on the sheer numbers. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be pretty close, but I wasn't sure exactly. So Terry gets it on trophies. Career, basing it off of the trophies thing, like, you'd have to give it to Terry. Adams didn't win a Champions League, didn't win as many Premier Leagues, had a lot of his demons off the pitch as well, which are well documented. I don't think Adams has had a terrible career, like, complete opposite, if I'm honest, especially when he had demons off the pitch to still achieve and play at the level he did for so long, and be vital in them teams it's not easy, and I think he deserves a huge ton of respect, which I think he gets. But for career, what they've won, what they meant to their teams, like longevity as well, I think Terry, I don't know off the top of my head, but I know they both played a long time, but I feel like Terry, for some reason, stuck at it longer. I might be wrong with that, but I think in terms of the sheer numbers of the trophies, even though it wasn't a lot in it, I'd give career to Terry, but Adams only just misses out on that. So teamwork, I think it makes it a bit easier now knowing the trophies numbers. I'll give it to Terry. It's by fractions, so no disrespect to Adams at all. Obviously as well, because I haven't done it in the past, I'm not going to start doing it here, but if I give them both something, they don't get a score, so it just remains at 0. We only count the ones where I've actually picked one of them. So when they've got both, it won't count on the score. So Adams finished with 3 and John Terry finished with 11. It's crazy. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than that. I know they both got a lot of equaled. So if I'd counted them, it'd have been a bit closer. Adams would have had a few more, but 3 for Adams, 11 for Terry. That's it for this player versus player. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll probably be bringing the Messi Ronaldo one next, as that was the second place with the votes. So Messi Ronaldo next. I can't believe I haven't done that one yet. When I was checking through my playlists to check what ones I've done, I thought I'd done it for some reason, but I haven't. So that will be coming next. And also soon I'll be bringing my top 5 all-time footballs as well. So look out for that dropping very soon. And later today I've got to do my predictions. And then either tomorrow or the next day I'll be doing my FPL update as well. So enjoy your day, guys. Have a good one. In a bit.